There's peace in the Middle East. It's amazing. You might have heard about it. Israel and Hamas have reached a deal. It's being hailed as a new era for Gaza, a triumph for Trump, who expects this to be an everlasting peace. Yeah, maybe the magazines who have put that on their front cover might have been a little bit premature in their optimism, considering this deal just cements Gaza's occupation. And despite the fact that the deal massively favors the Israeli side, who have almost no constraints placed upon them apart from stop killing people, they still managed to violate at least 3 key parts of the deal in just a few days. So let's go through that. The starting point for the deal is the hostage exchange. Hamas returns all hostages, alive and dead, that they can access, in exchange for Israel returning hundreds of prisoners who were convicted, by the way, in military courts without due process, so calling them prisoners is already a little bit iffy, and 1,700 Palestinians, including women and children, held without charge, so you can definitely not fairly call those prisoners. Anyway, violation 1 is that the deal states no one will be forced to leave Gaza. And that's already been violated. Instead of releasing prisoners back to their families in Gaza, they've released some of them in the Sinai desert outside of Gaza without the possibility of returning home. Violation number 2, another core condition of the deal, is amnesty for Hamas fighters. The peace deal lays out that Hamas fighters can live out their days in Gaza without retribution from Israel or given safe passage to third countries who agree to receive them. But when Israel received the remains of deceased hostages, they identified who they believed to be the suspects in their killings and fired into Gaza, killing 9 people in breaking the ceasefire. Violation number 3, the deal lays out that full aid distribution will happen immediately without being impeded by either side. And Israel has now decided that that won't be the case. They're only going to let in half of the aid trucks that were agreed upon. There's also continued violence inside of Gaza because throughout the war, Israel has funded and equipped factions that oppose Hamas. And while Israel has retreated to a new defensive line that still gives them control of half of Gaza's territory, by the way, but those clans that they armed and funded aren't going anywhere. They're not coming with the IDF. So they're essentially in a position where they have no other choice but to fight for their lives because they were abandoned by Israel, so you can only imagine what will happen to them if they're captured or if they surrender. Actually, you don't have to imagine, because it's already happening. But the fact that that violence and not the Israeli violations are what is supposedly clouding the future of the peace deal, according to Reuters, is wild. Anyway, follow for more.